very, very special Wednesday afternoon live.
How beautiful is this? How incredible it is to be joined by some incredible people here today. We are going to be part of an amazing new fundraising event for Erin's foundation, the FC3 TNR Rescue, along with the ACC, coming up July 13th. And this is going to be the kickoff, you guys. If you want to know what the ACC does, the Animal Communication Collective, what animal communication is,
this event is.
You're going to get a sneak peek with the Instagram stars, the 1.5-eye duo of Pippi and Astrid. Here today, they're getting a live reading, both of them. Before we jump into that, I'm going to do a little intro around the horn here. And Erin, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about FC3, the amazing work you're doing, and what this fundraiser means.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here and for having me. I do have a kitty crying in the background. She carries a toy around and talks the whole time, so you might hear her.
She was like, one of our babies.
She just brought me her foil toy that she absolutely loves.
Oh, sweet girl.
So anyways, I went to an event called Cat Camp in 2019, and I adopted my two little one-eyed kitties, Pippi Grace and Astrid Sailor, and it was a life-changing event. And I came home and soon after that moved to a really small town in Ohio and noticed there was a pretty bad feral and stray cat problem. And so I decided to do something about it. The one thing I learned at Cat Camp was to be the someone. Everybody can do something. And I started, along with a few other people, started our organization, FC3, which is Firelands Community Cat Collation, and it serves the Firelands area in Ohio, which is Erie and Huron counties. And we started in 2020, and we were able to do some work during the pandemic, but in our time, we have been able to fix over 300 cats in our area.
Oh, yay. That's beautiful.
I have to say, we had the incredible pleasure of meeting you at that cat camp with Nikki Martinez, who does foster kittens out here in Vegas. Beautiful human being.
And we got to meet these babies in real life.
Pippi Grace and Astrid.
Yes.
So it's amazing to see what cats in our, how they motivate us to just do things that not just change our own lives, but change
the lives of others.
The ripple effect. And watching this journey of yours has just been absolutely inspiring. We're so excited to be part of this fundraising event.
Thank you.
Animal Communication Collective,
who you guys
already know and love, but let's do another little intro with Karen Dundee-Smith and Julie and Meredith. Karen, we're going to knock it over to you for a minute.
Okay, thanks, guys. And thanks for having us back on to do this. We are so excited to talk to Astrid Sailor and Pippi Grace. And so I'm Karen Dundee-Smith. I am one of the founders of the Animal Communication Collective. A lot of you probably know this already, but I'll just give you the quickie lowdown. We are a professionally certified team of amazing friends and women who have all come together as animal communicators, all certified and tested through the same school. We all came together out of the love in our hearts to create an organization that is 100% volunteer. And we work with amazing rescue shelters, sanctuaries, just like Erin's, all year long, doing these very special events where we raise funds for the people who are saving the animals. And we raise up the voices and share the messages from those animals so that people can learn more about what an animal soul is really here to do, to help, to serve, to be part of our families, and to give them a voice as well. So we're so thrilled to be here. And I'm going to hand it. Oh, I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, by the way. Meredith, who's going next, loves sharing where we're all at. So
I love sharing where we're from because it's so amazing we can do this work through this technology all over the world, all over the country. I'm Meredith Dees-Tollison. I'm in Tupelo, Mississippi. Went through all of our training and our schooling with Julie and Karen and lots of the other amazing members of the ACC. We are super excited to be here with the two crazy cat ladies who we adore and Erin. And we've been so pleased to be able to get to work with Erin. We've got an event coming up for FC3, the Firelands Community Cat Collation, with the three of us, Julie, Karen, myself, as well as a couple of other members of the ACC. We'll be doing this event to raise money. 100% of the proceeds will go to FC3. The event's going to be on Thursday, July the 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm in Central, 5 my time. Adrian and Jay are on Pacific, right? Yes. So that's 4 their time. And 3 your time?
Time zones are hard, yes. Yeah. It's 3. 3,
okay.
5, 6.
Time zones are hard. We're going to have those t-shirts made up. So we're super, super excited. Julie and Karen are going to be kicking off the reading for Erin today. I'm going to jump in the background, but I'll be back on tonight with Karen on the Two Crazy Cat Ladies.
On our podcast.
On their podcast, yay.
We'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end, but I do also want to say this is the kickoff for this fundraising event. So the link is in the description, both on YouTube and Facebook. So you guys can start getting your tickets right meow.
Yeah. And Julie, why don't you share? Julie's our amazing social media director extraordinaire. So Julie, why don't you share a little bit? How does this even work?
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Julie here, and I'm actually in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And how this works, and you're going to get a little taste of what the event is going to be like on July 13th. But how Karen and I and Meredith and our team members, we connect in psychically, telepathically with the animal. And all we need to know is the animal's name, species, gender, and whether they're alive or in spirit. And then you can ask whatever question you want of the animal. And so that's what we're going to do with Erin today. We're going to connect in with both Pippi Grace and Astrid Sailor and get a sense of their personality. And then Erin's got questions for them that we're going to ask and get the answers to and see how it goes. So that's a little snippet of what we're going to do today. So.
Yep. And at this event, guys, you guys can be a part of this. So they are going to be doing also free mini readings, which you'll see a little bit of
fundraising event.
at the fundraising event.
And there's prizes and raffles, and it's really an incredible thing. We've done a few events with the ACC. What an incredible volunteer heart you guys all have to raise funds, and it is so exciting to be part of this event with Erin. And to be kind of part of this journey for FC3 as well. So,
and if you haven't been a part of one of the events that we've been a part of, we also host an after party. So
get
your tickets and let's let you know. We will also lurk in the background, and then we'll be back so that we can sit back and watch.
We'll be here. So if you need us, just take it away, Karen and Julie and Erin.
We love you guys.
Hi, Astrid. Hi, Pippi.
All right. So, Erin, we already know that Pippi Grace is a female cat alive and Astrid Sailor is a male cat alive. So I feel like, and Karen, you tell me, I feel like we need to connect with Pippi first. She's the one that for me is coming through. Okay. And Erin is like, okay, cool.
So let's just give us a minute. We're going to call our energy together. I'm inviting them both to kind of stand on the sidelines together. And we're going to invite Pippi Grace to kind of step in first with her energy and talk to all of us about what she wants us to know about her. Okay. All right, Pippi Grace.
Yeah. So as I connected with Pippi Grace, who was very, as clearly, because she was very like, hi, I'm here, let's talk. But I also see her just kind of walking right into the frame. I want to say there's a confidence, but it's not like you don't really see like strong, bold confidence. I just see like assuredness is the word I hear her say as she kind of comes towards me and sits, and then she puts her paws like this and is like, and I'm ready. Yes. Does that make sense, Erin?
Yep.
Cool.
And even as you said that, as she was coming in, she actually was walking. She came in as if she were walking down a runway. Like how the catwalk, hence the name, the catwalk, but not stomping it out like a crazy model, but more like an elegant, like, I'm here, we may start the show. You're all welcome to be here with me. And there's this kind of ease in her energy that I really loved, the way that she stepped right in.
Yeah, very much. It wasn't forceful at all. It was just like, and here I am. And she shows me like the way her paws are like hitting the floor. It's very quiet. I hear the word stealth, but there's not to surprise anybody, but she actually is a little prideful of like, I can be really quiet and nobody actually knows when I'm here and when I'm not. Does that make sense, Erin?
Yep. She is a bit of a diva and a bit, I guess I would say a bit sassy. So I can see how that would come across.
Yeah.
And so she's, as you say that about her, she says, well, and from my perspective, why shouldn't I be? Why shouldn't I be all that I am? And it's really interesting the way she's saying that, because she's saying it in a way like, not in a prideful way, the way a human being would say it, but more in like a really joyful way. Like, why shouldn't I be all that I am? And there's like this amazing feeling in my heart when she says that, and she's projecting that right to you, Erin, as a message. Like, why shouldn't we all be who we are? And so she's very proud of who she is. And she really embraces all of herself. And I know that she is blind in one eye or has impaired seeing in one eye, but to her, that is not even a thing in her world. She's just like, no, that is not a thing. Even though, it's a physical thing. For her, it's not a thing. And it's not getting in the way of her being all that she is.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
And seeing all that she sees, right? It's like the way that she shows it to me is like, it's not even a thing. Like, I can see everything I need to see. And more importantly, what I hear her say is I can see you as you are, Erin, too, going back to your point, Karen, because the whole idea of the dynamic duo that they are on Instagram, she's like, yes, we absolutely live up to our names as well as everyone else should. Everyone else is dynamic as well. So
yeah,
she's got some really cool messages.
She really does. I want to ask her what else she wants to share about herself in relation to how she's connected to you, Erin. Because one of the other things she said was she and Astrid Saylor both knew when they saw you, well, you got them at the cat camp, correct?
I went to Vegas to pick them up, and I happened to attend cat camp. Yep.
Okay. So they knew you were coming. And they know at a very high vibrational, like at a soul level, that there is a reason why those two came together and impacted you the way they did, because look at what you've done. So there was a really strong, powerful agreement between you all, soul level, that was ignited when you met them. Like, okay, this is finally all the pieces were coming together to part of what you're supposed to be doing here on the planet is. And they were such a big part of that they ignited it for you. And I just so cool to feel that from her perspective.
That's cool.
And, it's so cool. Like, as she's telling me a little bit more about her personality, you were saying all that, Karen, and the coming together, she's really, she's a very gracious hostess, is what I hear her say. And I know a little bit about you, Erin, like where you are and whatnot, and what all Pippi likes to do in the house. There is an aspect of what she's saying. What I hear her saying is that I just like being the hostess. And so this notion, when Karen was talking about the coming together of everything, I see Pippi as almost like a Vanna White, like, and look at all of this, and wait, there's more. There's the bed and breakfast. There's what's going on here. There's all the work that Erin does, and starting off this conversation today too. And wait, there's more. There's a whole element of that too that she's really proud to provide today, in particular. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Karen, go ahead.
She wants to acknowledge, before Astrid Saylor has a chance to talk, about her view of their love affair. She's calling it, they have a love affair. Like, now, does that mean that they're, boyfriend and girlfriend? I don't know that much, but she is talking about their relationship and it being a type of love affair, like an affair of the heart, right? Like, it's to be seen, it's to be rejoiced, it's that kind of, and it's an affair. Not a tawdry affair. Do you know what I mean? A lot of times, it's really fascinating to me how animals will give me words and then explain how to use them, as opposed to what we think is their meaning. Mm-hmm. And in this case, the affair of the heart, and having it be such a fanfare, like an affair to be recognized and appreciated, is what she's talking about. Does that make sense? Because at first, when I said a love affair, you're like, what?
Okay, it makes sense now. So they are brother and sister, but they are very close. They're very bonded. Yeah. They had a rough beginning, so I think they're bonded, as a result of that too.
Yeah. So, Julie, anything else, or should we find out what Erin has questions for now?
Yeah. Yes, Pippi was already saying, like, we can bring on, like she was doing this, and let's see Astrid, but we can do the question for Pippi first. She's fine either way.
Well, if I'm wondering if they have recollection of when they were little prior to going into their foster mom's care.
Okay.
We're just asking Pippi right now.
Oh, well, we can ask both.
So, Julie, let's think about how to word this, because really they will share what's important for you to know.
Yeah.
And in a way that helps you move forward in your life, not to lament and then bog you down.
Yeah.
So my approach might be to say to her, and then also to Astrid Saylor when he has to say, like, what is important for us to know about that experience that is important to know today? Like the value or the benefit or what is important for you to know about it.
Yeah. And I'll just say too, we open that question up so that they have a chance to answer it however they want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right, Pippi Grace.
You know what I hear her say? It's so touching. I hear her say, she takes a deep breath and she sighs, kind of like, yeah, that wasn't great, is what I hear her say. She almost pauses. And then she says to me, love conquers all. And she shows me, she looks at the past and she's like, yeah, it wasn't great. And then she looks over from the point of particularly meeting you, but also being able to stay with Astrid, and love conquers all. And I feel this whole sense of release of the past, like, and she even does this, like, release of the past and just look forward. That's not going to hold me back, is what I hear her say. Erin, what do you have?
When I asked her, she did the same thing. It was like she was sitting in her body now, looking back at that, going, "Oh, that wasn't so great." But then the interesting thing was, she said, "But that gives me so much appreciation. She's so grateful, has so much appreciation for where she is now because it wasn't so great." And it's really interesting that there was like a drop in that I felt where, at one point when they were really little, there was a sense between the two of them, we're not sure we're going to live. And she's showing it to me, and I'm getting all these tingles in my head, which means I'm supposed to share. There was a point at which she felt like she was semi in her body and semi not in her body when she was really little, and was observing and in some ways deciding, am I going to hang in there to make it into the rest of my journey? And it was a real conscious decision for her to hang in there in a way where it feels like there were some humans around her that may not have thought that they or she were going to actually make it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so she made this decision to stay and hang on to her body and not just let it go.
I love that. When they were found by a dumpster and they had purple marker on them, which people say is an indicator of dogfight bait.
Oh my. So yeah, that would make sense.
Awfully infected eyes, which is why they both lost an eye and she's mostly blind.
Wow. So that's what she says is important for you to know, is that she consciously made the decision to hang with her body so that she could have the rest of this journey, knowing on some level, knowing that that was a choice, and she made it. She made that decision.
Yeah. And she comes back to this, and love conquers all. When in that moment, when she made that decision, she knew, what I'm hearing her say is, I knew there was more work to do. And I knew that was what it was to do, to show people that love conquers all. And when there's more love in the world, all of us, all species, we can do anything. And that's her mission, as well as helping you with all the things that you do, which is part of that as well, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, yeah.
So it was important for their story it's important for their story to get told in that way, so that we all can raise up our vibration to protect animals from that kind of thing happening. Right. So if she didn't survive, if the two of them together didn't survive, you wouldn't have done what you're doing, and we wouldn't be able to talk to them, and we wouldn't be able to be saying this to everyone, like, wow, this is amazing that they made this choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
They always have lessons for us.
Always.
Astrid Sailor's just kind of sitting there going,
like it's almost like there's like a knocking on the door, like hello, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so funny. He's like,
well,
can I say something now?
Are we ready to let him in and so you get a sense of his personality too?
Okay.
Okay, then we can get his take on this mess. On this
Okay,
question.
let's see.
Okay.
All right, Astrid Sailor.
Why? There's a song. Is it from SpongeBob SquarePants? Or is it from a play? Like, I'm in the life of a sailor. Dun, 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 dun. Like, he's singing and he's doing this kind of a jig. If it, he's walking into my space, if that makes sense. He's making me laugh because it's just, there's a lightheartedness, but there's also a lighthearted sternness is what I hear him say. There's, because it's this almost military beat, but then there's also this, I'm going to do this to make you giggle, if that makes sense.
That is so funny. Oh my God, Julie, when he came in for me, he was like, only a manly man could handle my name. It's just like, and so he's a little bit actually even making fun of his own name.
Mm-hmm.
Like Astrid Sailor's like, yep, real men can handle names like that. Like he's got
You say real men are named like Leslie and all these other things too, right? Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
So he's kind of a comic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Astrid Sailor, what else do you want to share about yourself? Okay, so he immediately expands his energy around Pippi Grace. And this kind of a quiet, kind of containing for her. His energy. It's interesting to see how they both see each other, the dynamic of how they feel about each other. And his is kind of like this, I'm holding her. You know, energetically, I'm holding her. And he gets very more calm and expanded when he shows me that. It's really, the way I'm feeling it, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. And for me, it's really interesting because animals will actually give me songs. So when we went back in to say, what else do you want to share about your personality? He switched from the sailor, the manly man, to the two hearts living in just one mind song, which is a really, to me, it feels very sweet, but he also turned the volume way down and was just really kind of whispering it. And I just had this full body, like my whole torso just felt like, oh, and like he's holding space and love is how it feels to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so cool how they share.
And Julie, like you opened up the radio station because as soon as you said, I heard a song, I started hearing a song.
Oh, cool.
And I was hearing, I think it's a Bob Marley song, One Love, One Heart, let's get together and be all right. Like that thing. He's saying that about him and his sister. Mm-hmm. And all of the people hearts that they are touching, it expands out to everyone. But the center of it, this one love, this one heart is the two of them.
Yeah. When you brought up that song and then you said, all the people, when you said the song, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what, like, he was like, yes, that's what we're doing for everybody. One, yes. But yeah. Wow. That's really cool. Okay.
Erin, what question do you have for him?
So I guess I'm curious to know, like how they feel their relationship is with the other cats in the house.
How many other cats are there?
There's a total of 4.
Including them. So two plus them. Okay. What are the names of the other 2?
Graham and Elsa.
Graham and Elsa. Also,
And just to clarify, Graham and Elsa are permanent residents, right?
That's correct. They are both foster fails.
Okay.
nice. Good. I love that kind of fail.
Yeah. Because Astrid was saying, let's just be clear, because sometimes there's other cats there too, right? That are foster. Okay, good. All right. That's what okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Graham male and Elsa female.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now that they're both here, I'm just going to tell them both what whoever wants to step forward and has to say about Graham and Elsa.
Well, for me, Pippi steps forward, and the first thing I hear her say is, well, sometimes they get a little bit in my way. I take it that makes sense. Okay.
And I heard Astrid Sailor call Graham Cracker Crust. Like, it's okay, but sometimes it gets all crumbly and messy, and like I just want to brush Graham Cracker Crust. I just want to brush it away because it doesn't work very well in the whole pie sometimes, and it gets crumbly, and we just need to brush it away.
That's funny.
So that makes sense in what he's saying. I don't know the metaphoric, but
I don't know how to interpret that. But they are pretty good buds. They play the most together.
Yeah.
Graham and Sailor, they chase each other.
Oh,
There's a hole behind me that they run up, and then they run across that thing. So they're constantly going in circles and chasing each other.
So if he's going like Graham Cracker Crust, we need to brush it away. We brush each other away. Like like it can get crumbly and messy. We get crumbly and messy. That's his way of expressing it, because he's also saying there's a sweetness to it. Like we like to eat it, but it gets crumbly and messy. That's the way that he's showing me Graham. Let me see about Elsa. What are you getting about Elsa?
Yeah, so Pippi, it's so funny because Pippi's the one that's just like, I'm going to just here. Pippi, she then moved from that. They kind of get in the way, and then she focuses all on Elsa. And then I hear her say, I wish Elsa would stand up for herself just a little bit more. And then she shows me, like, Pippi's sitting here, like, front and center, right? And Elsa's kind of over there in the corner, and she's like, come on. And she wishes yes, to some degree they get in the way, but there's more of an element of, and I wish they would just be here, all of us front and center, if that makes sense, Erin.
Yeah, I mean, Elsa's afraid of Grace because Grace does chase her. So Elsa does kind of stay out of her way for that reason.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Pippi's coming back and saying, and Pippi's coming back and saying, well, I'm chasing her to try to get her to like be more her. Does that make sense? The way that Pippi shares the chasing of Elsa, I don't feel, she's not having me feel like out of spite or out of meanness or bullying. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like almost like a pushing Elsa forward. Like, hey, come up here where the light's bright and shiny and beautiful and warm, kind of a feeling. And I still feel that, and then Pippi has me feel like Elsa's still just like, I don't know if I'm worthy, is how Elsa's making me feel. That I'm watching Karen nod too a little bit.
Yeah, because when I asked Pippi about Elsa, she showed me a picture of Elsa, and Elsa looked flat. The energy of Elsa just looked very quiet, neutral, and flat. Like, I'm not getting changes of vibrations or personality bursts, or like, it's very flat. And I feel like what Pippi's doing, I'm seeing like a finger go, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah.
And this interesting thing, I also get the sense that this is like upsets you because it makes your heart feel like, oh, right?
Me? Yeah.
There's usually a soul level lesson in those situations. So a dynamic that's being played out in front of us by our animals, whether it's just them on their own or them with other animals or them with other people, there's usually they're expressing an imbalance that they may also be feeling in their environment in order to get you to pay attention to how it affects you so that you make a shift, they make a shift. Usually. We can't promise, but usually over time.
Yeah.
And I think Julie nailed it about the worthy and deserving topic. That if you sit with that, we're not going to do that publicly here, but if you were to sit with that topic for yourself a little bit and what you may be, I feel like there's an energy of you may be holding back on some things about how you're feeling about some things or the way you might want to change or move some things along. If you just allow yourself some time to percolate with that and talk to the two girls about it, you may see Elsa kind of expand her energy a little bit as you expand your energy a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. Well, and it's interesting because this communication thing and meditation and all that is fairly new to me. But between learning from other people and welcoming it, people call it woo woo and all that, but I've embraced it and I've welcomed it, and it's still somewhat foreign to me, but I have been practicing it. I've been trying it, and just even the deep breathing lessons and all that. There was a time where I had a really good experience where I did sit on the couch and I did some deep breathing meditation work, and I had both Pippi Grace and Astrid Sailor on my lap, and then shortly thereafter, Elsa came and joined us. And I was just worried that there was going to be a bit of a hustle or attack or something. Well, Pippi Grace ended up grooming Elsa, and it lasted for several minutes. So I definitely agree. There's definitely something to shifting energy and doing those exercises. And I'm embracing that a lot more. And it's all new to me, but I'm learning.
No, this is a beautiful example. Yeah, no, this is really beautiful. And they're actually all saying, just don't worry, thank us.
Yeah. And Pippi, it was so interesting before you shared that, Erin. Pippi was saying too, like, you're already connecting in with us, Mom. Like, continue and have the conversation because we want to help you. Then that was just, I thought. And then you said all that stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, she is. She's absolutely doing all of that. There is an element of trust too. Trusting yourself is what I'm hearing from Pippi in particular. It's okay, Mom. Trust yourself. You've got this. You've got this. You've got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
So any last questions for the kids before we wrap up for now?
If there's anything that they want to share.
The only other thing I wanted to say too was that Pippi, because I was just asking her about Graham, because she talked about Elsa and Astrid talked about Graham, but I was asking Pippi, and Pippi just like throws her arm around Graham. She's like, yeah, and then she kind of gives him, was that a noogie? What's the thing that you would do with this and like in their head or shoulder? She kind of gives him a noogie, and she's just like, oh, he's just a good guy, kind of thing, if that makes sense. So, but there's a little playfulness and in that regard. Okay. Cool. All right.
Graham wants to say something.
Oh,
okay.
He gave me a look like it's not all on them. The antics or what you're worried about, it's not all on them. He gave me a
he's a stinker. Yep.
He's a little bit instigator himself amidst what you might be seeing in these dynamics. So he wanted to make that clear that he had a paw in this.
Oh, I love it.
They're so funny, all of them.
I just asked if there's anything else from Pippi Grace and Astrid Sailor, if there's anything else that they wanted to share. And they just both wanted to say how proud they are of you, Erin, and all that you do, because you do the FC3, you've got your business, there's other things you do, and they're like, wow, they're actually thinking maybe take a vacation or a breath.
It's a good idea.
Slow down, Mom. Can we just first slow down a little bit?
And then
Can we slow down a little bit?
And then they, okay. But then Pippi Grace said, okay, after you're done resting, can you make a movie of us?
They like the movie.
They would make a movie. I mean, not like a full feature movie. Well, I think with a little video with some music attached to it. She's like, can we have a movie?
We just had a movie crew at our house making a movie. So I'm sure some kind of that energy came. Yeah.
Okay, so it'd be very interesting. Is it about you and Firelands, including them? No.
Nope. They just wanted to use an old Victorian home for a movie for a haunting.
Cool. Well, she wants a movie made of her. So that is so funny. You just had a movie made at your house. That's crazy. You know what? It might be interesting to see if there's any extra footage with them running through or an element, because there's something about her wanting to be in a movie.
I believe that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. I love when they do that.
Mhm.
Oh. So I'm feeling good with the connection for now. What do you feel, Julie?
Yeah, I feel too. I do too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. And thank you, Astrid Saylor and Pippi Grace
Mhm.
and Graham and Elsa.
And all of them. Yeah. Yep.
I love the part about the movie.
How crazy is that?
She was enamored with the film crew. That's fabulous.
Yep.
We're so excited, and we've been on mute this whole time. Just chat away. So you guys,
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was, and yes, the movie, like what? And at the very beginning, Julie, I was like, it's like ShamWow, but wait, there's more.
Wow, though the whole part, I don't know. I know some of you guys watching may have watched the Dynamic Duos Dodo little movie that they do have, and that was really tough. I'm with Charlotte. That said that purple marker bit was really tough to hear, but how their energy, just this whole thing, that was good, because we both were like, oh my god,
We both like started to cry. We're like,
so I wondered if
I don't know
you were
how
gonna
you guys
ask
hold it together.
that
so
question. And I know it was about, I know we're trying to wrap up, but what is, real quickly, Erin, so Graham and Elsa, they are also foster fails. Well,
They are.
what is a little bit of their backstory? How old are they? What's their?
Sure. So Graham, we own a bed and breakfast, and it's called Graham's Crossing. And my husband Matt was with his dog, and he has an elderly dog, and they went outside, and Rusty was the dog, and Rusty normally just goes outside, does his business, and come inside. Well, this one particular day, he dragged my husband Matt down to the end of the driveway, and at the end of the driveway was a tiny little orange kitten. So Matt texted me and said, there's a kitten out here. So I grabbed some food and a plate. Kitten started eating, picked him up. He's a tiny little thing, and his name became Graham because he was found on the sidewalk of Graham's Crossing. And he and my husband are very best buds. And his dog Rusty passed away very soon after we found Graham, and I'm pretty sure that was Rusty saying, here's your new friend.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, beautiful.
wow.
Yep. And then Elsa was found on a TNR job, and she just had like the sweetest personality and demeanor. And when she was in the trap, and she let us pet her, and she would start purring. So immediately took her into foster, and she just ended up staying with us. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! What
I
a
love
beautiful
that.
family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
So beautiful. And I'm so glad. I love that they said that they're proud of you and everything that you're doing. And we're proud of you as well. And
Grateful
everything
for
that you're
everything
doing.
that you're doing.
Yes. So grateful
Yeah.
for everything that you're doing.
That
Guys,
means so much. Thank you.
You guys have to
please
come to
join
this event.
this event. It's not only like your ticket sales are going to a great cause, right? So that's amazing, but it's also going to be a really amazing event as a whole. The Animal Communication Collective is full of even more of you guys will be there than just the three of you guys. And
You'll
and
each do
Yeah, and they're going to be giving
Mini
away
readings.
free readings. They'll be doing mini readings. We'll be enjoying ourselves. Then you can jump on the after party with us, and we'll just throw back some wine and have some fun and talk cats. But do get your tickets right now. Link is in the description. And then tonight, guys, in just a few hours, I don't know what time it is, so 3 hours. 3.5.
I know
3
some
hours
of
and
you
15
guys here
minutes.
have been to these events before because you were leaving your cat, the species, the sex. But
Yeah, you guys are already leaving
right.
them in the comments.
Tonight,
That's
you guys
tonight.
are bringing back the ACC to do mini readings for all of you. So, Karen, would you explain a little bit about it for people that are going to be excited about joining us tonight at 4:30
back
Pacific
in
time?
our closet? They
Back in the
have
closet.
agreed to come
That's
back
right.
to our closet.
On our
Very excited
podcast.
about that.
Yes, we are. So tonight, Meredith and I are going to be joining the ladies again. So the things that you put in the text chat here, bring that stuff with you tonight, because we are going to be picking. Actually, Adrian and Jay are going to be picking questions from the chat for us to answer, rapid fire on the fly, to give you guys answers from your animals. And we do connect with other animals other than cats as well. Pam Demko was asking that question. So doesn't matter, cat, dog, horse, iguana, dragon, you bring it, we'll talk to
Tortoise.
it and answer. Turtles. Meredith just found a turtle that got lost. So that was really cool. Yeah, very cool. And he was little. He was only this big, and she still found him. So that was very exciting. Yeah, so bring it all, and we will be answering your questions tonight for at least like 40 minutes or so, maybe longer, depending on the questions that we get.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so mark your calendars, or just tell Siri to set an alarm for 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And come back right same time, same place. We will be in our closet, but for you, it's the same time, same place. For Back in the Closet episode to do free mini readings for you guys. So
Bring
we love
your
you so
question.
much. Thank you for joining us again. Get your tickets.
Yes, please get your tickets. Any final thoughts from you guys? Anything that we missed today? Anything that
Gosh, just love your animals.
Yeah.
They are just, well, I know that everyone here already does, but just love them. They are the most amazing beings.
Yes.
And remember what Pippi said, love conquers all.
That's right.
Yes. What a
My
great
God.
message from
Yeah.
Pippi. Yeah. Thank you, Pippi.
Erin, give all of your babies some boops from us.
Yes.
I will. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Erin.
You guys. And we will see you guys in a few
We'll
hours.
see you guys soon. Thank
All
you
right.
guys so much. Thank you, Erin.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.